Yeah, it's great to join Sebastian Vettel live on Sky Sports News ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix, which is a favourite circuit of yours, obviously, Sebastian. But I mean, what a career you've had. You've been out of F1 for a year and a bit now, but 4 times a world champion. 53 times you sprayed champagne or sparkling rosewater from the top step of the podium. But it's a different beverage which brings you to London today. What's the big concept?
Yeah, so it was the time where I was spraying champagne, obviously racing in Formula One, at the highest level. It's an environment where you're looking for perfection. So you're trying to tune everything you can, and it's also your body. You try to train as good as you can. You try to eat as well as you can, and you try to have the best drink inside the car that gives you the energy for the full 2 hours. Trying all sorts of stuff, powders, gels, and they didn't really work, but they came, and mostly, and that was the problem, with side effects. I suffered stomach cramps. Speaking to other drivers, they felt similar, other athletes. So it seemed to be a thing, and it was only until the end of my career where I stumbled across a product that is now purple, a sports drink that didn't do that didn't give me any suffering. Giving me the energy towards the end of the race. So I was curious why that is, and got to know the person behind, the founder, the story, and got involved and as well invested. So I think the biggest surprise to me was that the industry of sports drinks, all your supplements and so on, is not regulated. There's a lot of synthetic stuff that people are taking in every day. These are expensive products, and they're trying to optimize their performance, whether it's, your cyclist that goes for 1 or 2 rides a week, whether it's your occasional runner, squash player, but then also your professional. And that's where purple now kicks in, and purple, not with U, but with E, and it stands for PERPLE, performance and pleasure. And it's an all-natural product, so you're not putting any of these rubbish stuff into your body. Give it a go. I'm a big fan of it, obviously, and I think obviously proving it in the testing ground of the car, it did make a difference, and I hope people are giving it a go and see what they think.
Sustainable fuel for the body, I guess. But I do want to talk about
it's a good comparison. Yeah, it is.
It is. But
I think people become more and more aware that the stuff that we used to consume, eat, drink, maybe isn't doing the trick. So that's where, stuff like this offers an alternative.
Okay. Well, I want to know how sustainable you are, Sebastian, because you're only 36. You've only been out the Formula One for a year and a bit. Are you potentially on the driver market for next season?
Well, potentially I am, because I haven't got a drive. But the question is, am I looking for one? I think it depends on the on the package. I retired from Formula One not to come back, but I also did say that you never know. So I think it still stands. Obviously, there's things that I miss, which is mostly the competition, and things that I don't miss. So that hasn't changed. Obviously, life is very different if you're not involved, and I do enjoy that still trying lots of different things. I mean, now we're talking about, a sports drink. I didn't think years ago that this will be something I'll be talking about in the future or be involved in, but you never know where life's taking you, so maybe it takes me back behind the wheel, maybe it doesn't.
I'm just thinking, might it be now or never? As I say, you're still young. There looks like some interesting potential opportunities on the grid for next season. There's a rule change coming in as well, with some sustainable aspects which you have promoted. I know you've had some conversations with Toto Wolff. If that Mercedes seat was offered to you, how hard would it be to turn down?
Well, I had conversations with him, not really about the seat. We did speak about, the whole situation in short as well. But I did speak to others as well, because I'm still keeping in touch every now and then. I have some projects and ideas together with F1. We'll see if they will turn out or not. But so I am staying in touch. I don't know. It has to be a couple more phone calls and conversations, I guess, to really find out a little bit more. But for sure, it's one of the best cockpits or best seats on the grid. I think performance-wise, Mercedes has a great track record, struggling a little bit in the last years but then struggle, you're still second or third in the constructors. It's not like you're, in racing in no man's land.
Well, Lewis Hamilton was prepared to leave that
Yeah.
car, even though he had another year on the contract. He's going to Ferrari. What sort of fit might he be at that team? He's a big individual, and we know it's very much about the team at Ferrari. Is that any
But
kind
it's
of
true.
issue?
I think it's about the team everywhere you go. Obviously, each to their own. But I think it is a team sport, and I think someone like Lewis has, said that over and over again, thanking the team around him. I think without Mercedes, Lewis's career would have been very different. Mine too, but that's how it goes. No regrets. No. But I think time will tell. I think if he's excited, that's the main thing. It was ultimately his decision, and he took it for himself. So best of luck. I know the team in Ferrari, and obviously, if for us or for the outside, the measure is always whether you're successful or not. But the real measure, I think, is whether Lewis is happy or not.
Okay, listen, one of your former teams has a big controversy around them. I'm talking about Red Bull. Christian Horner under investigation, the allegations dismissed against him. My question to you is, are the leadership in Formula One, the FIA, Formula One, have they done enough in this matter? Should they have become involved in this? You've talked about a lack of transparency. Could they have brought a bit more transparency to that situation?
Well, given the fact that we're still talking about it and so on, probably yes, but I don't know enough details, and I think it's a very difficult one, because when you don't know everything, then it's hard to draw a conclusion. I understand that you want to respect private matters as well with the involved individuals. So it's a slippery slope, but I think in the big picture, you have a certain responsibility to explain to your audience what's going on, to then be able to draw the right conclusions. So that's where I just feel if things were a bit more clear for everyone, then it would be easier to make a judgment.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, listen, we're looking ahead to other sport this summer, the Euros in Germany coming up. But I want to talk about a German in English football, first of all, Jurgen Klopp. I mean, you're maybe thinking about a last chapter to your career, possibly. He's thinking about ending his chapter at Liverpool on a high. How difficult in sport is it to do that, to come out at the very top? Well,
there's the competitive bit, obviously, that you want to do that, and he's in a great seat because currently top of the table, very tight. But I'm a big fan because he's outspoken, and I loved it when he came out and introduced himself as the normal one. And I think and that's the sort of feel, and that's why he's been taking off. I think in the UK, because he is what he is, and he's doing he did some great work in Liverpool. So it would be, to round it up, it would be the perfect story if he were to succeed. But deep down, I don't think it matters because it's ultimately he's won and proven everything already. So I think he felt he's ready to move on. I'm certain there's lots of things that he will miss, but lots of things that he moves and looks forward to. So short term, it might feel like that it's so important. Long term, I don't think it will make a difference. I feel the club of Liverpool have embraced him already, and he will be part of their story for years and years to come.
Yeah, interesting perspective. Well, let's finish off with
Don't you think so?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
But then we're all so short-sighted in terms of the current result, and if it's not happening, then it's like, but it's not the perfect sort
the
of
risk
ending.
is you stay too long, and maybe you got to know inside when
exactly,
you got to go.
Whatever feels right, and in the end, the only difference it makes is to him. So if it's really important to him and he doesn't make it, then there will be always a sort of sour taste or something left. But I think in the long term, he doesn't care as much.
Well, listen, a host country is always expected to do well, if not win a tournament. Germany hosts the Euros. What prospect? Do you need Toni Kroos to be persuaded back into the team? Or Julian Nagelsmann, is he the man to lead you to glory?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, it's there's been a lot of things happening to the German squad the last couple of years. They've had some negative experiences. But it's with such a big nation and such a big passion for football, it's win or lose. You know, it's the same with England. Obviously, you got hammered years and years and years for not delivering because you're expected to, and so Germany is expected to deliver. If they do, then happy days. If they don't, we'll get hammered. So I think the expectation is there, but I hope the guys have a good time and enjoy the tournament. I think it's special if you do that in your home country. So of course I'm rooting for Germany.
You'll let Scotland win the opening game, though, won't you? Maybe all right.
Depends. We might need every point. So
okay.
yeah,
We'll see. Well, listen, just finally, to bring it back to drinks, a warning to England fans: be careful with the beer in Germany because it's a bit stronger than it is back home.
well, I don't know if it's a warning, but I think people are aware of what they are consuming and drinking. Like I was saying, more and more the consciousness is growing. So I think first of all, people should have a good time. So I hope they have pleasure in whatever they decide to do.
Okay, great stuff, Seb. They can enjoy the Euros with a pint of purple, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.